We decided to make this video to give you an overview of our design process. Design an AR application that mitigates chronic loneliness by developing community, authentic relationships, and self-expression using art and AR. To tackle such a complex prompt, we began by splitting up the prompt into 3 sub-problems: self-expression and creation in AR, mitigating loneliness, and solutions that blend both to develop community and a sense of togetherness.
One of our earliest iterations was a sculpting toolset. We wanted to explore how moving your phone as if it were a chisel would allow users to sculpt forms.
We also started familiarizing ourselves with AR Core early on. We made several prototypes exploring how we might physically represent the creation tool in our environment. We designed toolboxes from which tools could be selected. Users would be able to easily move the virtual toolbox to any position in their 3D environment.
We also explored how machine learning could be utilized to streamline the creation of objects in basic shapes. We took inspiration from Google's AutoDraw software and created a prototype that would allow users to scribble what they wanted, and it would provide users suggestions of what shape they might want to draw.
Ultimately, through user testing, we found that having to constantly move around your toolset could become cumbersome. We created a prototype for an augmented reality tool belt that attaches to the user's position. This would allow users to begin creating quickly with minimal effort from a basic set of pre-built objects and primitives.
We explored several iterations of how users might be able to section off a creation area or canvas to ensure a quality experience without glitches.
At this point, we began exploring a visual style for our 2D and 3D assets, which includes both interface and models. For our 3D models, we wanted to go with a textured low-poly style that could still hold up by itself. The style had to look intentional, as well as well-crafted, but most importantly, it had to look uniform. So we developed an art bible and style guide.
We also began developing a visual style for the interface, using opacity and depth to keep immersion when in the 2D interface.
One of the most difficult things about this prompt was how we might bring people closer together. We began by storyboarding concepts for AR bat signals to let your friends know when you're available. We found that people experience difficulty when knowing when their friends have availability, but don't want to feel like a burden by reaching out. We created this prototype that would allow users to let others know when they have availability. We found this idea to be extremely appealing to our users and our intercepts, but we needed to bridge the gap between mitigating loneliness and self-expression in AR.
Through user testing, we settled on a direction and began working on an application that allowed users to create collaboratively in AR, bring their creations to life, and place them into the world for others to discover and collect.
Using a basic set of primitives like spheres or blocks, and themed objects like Santa hats for Christmas or spiders on Halloween, users can get creating as fast as possible by placing objects into their environment.
Users can collaborate with others on creations and notify their friends when they're making something and need a hand. To incentivize people to use the app together, we made it so users can access the saved tools and objects of people near them.
We experimented with a variety of editing tools that could bring life to the user's creations. We developed a motion path tool and the ability to record and attach sound to objects.
Once you create something, you can place it somewhere in the world for people to discover and collect. You can explore the world to find creations from friends or other creators near you.
When you discover a creation, you can see a timeline of the edits made, who made them, and edit the creation yourself. We decide to make creations ephemeral by default unless added to.
We wanted to add an additional layer of novelty. You can also unlock special objects, like the magic picture frame that lets you place objects inside of it. We hope this overview of our design process was helpful in showing you why we made the design decisions we did. Thank you for watching.